Welcome to Queencage Laboratories. Do you have an appointment? Oh, you're one of our subjects for our brain study. Okay, so I'm just going to take some information from you. Can you tell me your name? And your age? Okay. And do you have any history of a brain injury or brain infection? Okay. Do you have any history of loss of sight or loss of hearing? And how about any history of visual or auditory hallucinations? Okay, that will change after today. Okay. So, have you filled out our waiver forms online? You didn't? Okay. So that's not a problem. There are just a few waiver forms that you need to fill out to participate in this study. So we just do have some waiver forms for liability reasons because we will be opening up your skull and taking a look at your brain. So like I said, it's just a few forms. Well, I'll give you some time to fill these out, and then when you're done, I'll bring you back into the examination room. Okay, there you go. Welcome to our examination room. So to further explain what the study will consist of today, we will be making an incision so that we will be able to access your brain. And what we will be doing is that we will be using some electrical signals, some just pulses of electricity on different areas of the brain to either turn on or shut off different pathways in the brain, in the auditory cortex of the brain, the visual cortex, and different parts of the brain that deal with the sense of touch. We will be able to pinpoint specific areas to turn off or turn on specific types of auditory, visual, and other type of stimuli. So I'm going to go around back to take a look at the back of your head to see what would be the best place to make the incision. Okay. All right, I'm right behind you now, so I'm just going to take a look where might be the best spot to make the incision. So you do have obviously a bit of hair back here. So the first step, I see where I would like to make the incision, but I do have to shave your head before we make the incision. This was in the waiver forms that you signed. Yes. Yes, okay. So we will begin the process for shaving your head. I have some shaving cream right here. It's just this shaving cream for sensitive skin. So I will just apply this to the back of your head. So the good news, you seemed a little bit concerned about the head shaving, but the good news is that we don't need to shave your entire head. We just need to shave an area big enough to make an incision to access the parts of the brain that we need to get to. So it's not like you're going to be losing all of your hair. You'll just have one area in your head that's a bald spot. So look on the positive side. Alright, so I have applied the shaving cream. I'll just begin the shaving process. Okay, much better. I'll now make an incision in the part of the brain that we will want to be doing our study on. Okay, so your brain is now opened up. I can take a good look at which areas I now want to stimulate with the pulses of electricity in order to have some different results for you of what you're seeing and hearing. So first, I'm going to take a look at the auditory cortex of your brain, which is right here. So I'm going to, without making any real noises, I'm going to activate this area of the brain and pinpoint specific areas to make you hear specific sounds. So I've given you a place to write down what you think these different sounds are. Here at Queencage Laboratories, we are doing our best to pinpoint where specific sounds are heard in specific parts of the brain. So as I go along with the different sounds, you can write down what you think that those sounds are, okay? So I'm going to stimulate the first specific neural connections in the brain, and you can write down what you are hearing. Okay, so that was number 1. Okay, you want me to do it again so that you can have another listen? Okay, so that's number 1. So just take a moment to write down what you think that sounded like. All right, so now number 2. Got it? Okay. So I'll now use the electricity to stimulate this specific area of the brain, and this will be number 3. Alright, so again, just write down what you think that sounds like. And I'll move right along to number 4. Now on to number 5. Okay, now I will send the electrical impulses through one additional area, number 6. Alright, and as a bonus, we'll do a few more. So let's do number 7. And number 8. So I do want to try something that I've never tried before. I think that this experience might be a little bit intense, so it should be really interesting to do on one of my test subjects. So what I'm going to actually do is I'm going to stimulate with the electricity all of those areas of your auditory cortex at once and see what happens. Ready? Okay, so now that we have done this portion of the study where I am turning on different areas of your brain, I'm going to try turning off the auditory portions of your brain and demonstrate what happens when there are no electrical impulses moving through these areas of your brain. So I'm going to go ahead and do that right now. Okay, I have turned that area of your brain back on. So you are now able to hear again. And next we'll move on to the visual cortex of your brain. So to start, I'm going to do similar to what I just did with the auditory cortex, I'm actually going to turn off any of the signals in the visual cortex of your brain. So don't be concerned, you're not going blind permanently, but for a period of time, it is expected that you won't be able to see anything. So I'm going to go ahead and just turn off those areas of your brain. Okay, 1, 2, 3. Okay, so can you explain to me what you're experiencing right now? Okay, so you're not seeing anything at all, is that correct? Okay, great. So I will go ahead and turn those areas back on. And next, what we are going to do, which is always pretty fun, is that I will stimulate different areas of your visual cortex. This will cause you to see different things that are, of course, not actually there. So, but again, we're trying to determine and pinpoint the specific areas that will show you very specific images. So if you see any imagery that is strange or frightening to you, don't be concerned, because I have specifically chosen what I will cause you to see. So just for purposes of a controlled study, I'm not going to take you completely out of the environment that you're currently in. You won't be taken out of the setting of my laboratory, but you'll see different objects and different things changing around the room. So you'll see things taking place in this room, but you won't actually leave this room. Because if you travel too far away, that we've never tried that before. That could be dangerous. So I'm going to go ahead and activate different portions of your brain, and after each thing that you see, you just report to me what it is that you're seeing. Even if it seems strange, you just be honest about what it is that you're seeing, and I will take note of that and compare it to the other test subjects. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and start with, you'll start seeing some visual changes. I'm just going to whisper so that your brain can focus on the visual stimuli. Are you seeing anything? Not yet. Oh, you're seeing it now. Just listening. Okay, just keep me posted on what you're seeing. Anything unusual? Looks like who? How cute is he? Don't be scared, don't be scared, don't be scared, don't be scared. It's all good. A stress ball. A giant stress ball. Okay, good. That'll take away the stress from the things that you just saw. Alright, so that's the end of the visual portion of the experiment. So you shouldn't be seeing anything else that's strange. Although it is possible for there to be some lasting effects of this brain stimulation. So if over the next couple of years you do occasionally experience some visual or auditory hallucinations, it's nothing to be concerned about. Of course, you already know this as it was detailed in your waiver forms. So the next portion of the experiment is going to deal with your sense of touch. So amazingly, I can actually stimulate portions of your brain and make it as if you're actually able to feel different things. So this part is not as well developed as the others, but it is still pretty successful. So I'm going to do just a few of these, and you can, again, just write down what it is that you're feeling, if anything. Of course, be honest. If you're not feeling anything, then you can write that down too. Okay? So I'm going to go ahead and get started. Okay, so this next one's just slightly different, so let me know if you can feel the difference. And still just working in the same area of the brain. This one's, again, just a little bit different. So tell me if you can hear the difference. Okay, and last, one additional area of the brain. So tell me if you feel anything. Okay, so thank you for participating today. I'm going to take a look at the different answers that you wrote down and put them in with my data, compare them to what others wrote down, and you'll really be helping us to further pinpoint different areas of the brain and what they control. And some of our test subjects feel self-conscious afterwards about the bald spot in their head, so we do offer complimentary wig if you do wish to take one of these. Thank you for being here today.